Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, a free site, bettingangle.us, a free site. It's November 28th, 2023. Let's talk boxing. But first, remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. Now, a subscriber has called me out. I noticed in the comment section to a different video, a subscriber said, Subriel Matias, say his name, right? This subscriber clearly thinks that I've neglected the IBF champion at 140 pounds, right? When I talk about 140 pounds, I'm usually talking about people like Teofimo Lopez, Jose Ramirez, Jack Catterall. I admit it. Matias is someone who, of course, arguably is the number one fighter right now, active fighter, out of Puerto Rico, a country with an extremely rich boxing history that includes people like Wilfredo Gomez and, of course, Felix Trinidad. Well, I did talk about, on my members-only channel, Subriel Matias, and he beat me in the fight. Right? I picked Ergashev over Matias. Fortunately, the hedge held. The hedge was the under 7.5 rounds. Matias did get the stoppage before the midway point of the 8th round. Now let me be careful here and let me pick my words carefully. This is not a fan club site. Right? The goal of this site is simply to get an edge on the casino. I believe Matias is overrated. Now, I might withdraw this later. There was a time where I thought Gervonta Davis was overrated. Right? Opinions change over time when there's more evidence. But let me make the case as to why I think what Devin Haney is saying right now about Regis Prograis, which might apply, which might not apply, actually applies to Subriel Matias. For those who don't know, Haney is claiming that Prograis only has a left hand, that Prograis is a one-trick pony. Let's talk about Matias. Matias fights out of an orthodox stance, but it's my belief, looking at film, that his best punch by far, the punch an opponent can't take, is his left hook. Right? It's his hand up front, not his hand in the back, as he stands in an orthodox stance. Let me also say, too, that there's a huge difference between Matias's left hook and Canelo's left hook. Right? Canelo, like Floyd Mayweather, who I believe he stole it from, Canelo has what I call ring coverage on his left hook. In other words, Canelo can be some distance away and you say, okay, great, I can exhale a little bit because Canelo's too far away to hit me. Then suddenly, bang, like Kovalev got hit with Canelo's left hook and the punch that really ended the fight. Right? Canelo throws a straight right after it. But just like Kovalev gets surprised by Canelo's ability to cover ring space with that left hook, just like one of my favorite fights, Diego Corrales could not figure out how Mayweather was so hair-trigger quick and covered so much ground with his lead left hook. In my opinion, Matias, who's successful, who's a champion, who just defended his title by stoppage against a mandatory, but I believe Matias doesn't have that kind of left hook. I believe Matias has to be in the pocket with you to hurt you with that left hook. Now, Ergashev wasn't ready, didn't have the distinguished resume, didn't fully understand how to control distance against a Matias who's aggressively coming forward, right? Ergashev should have used lateral movement, right? He should have realized, hey, this guy needs to hit me with a left hook. Here he is stepping close to me to form a pocket. Let me move away from the left hook. Let me circle this guy. And of course, Ergashev, a southpaw, should have been throwing straight left hands. Understand the advantage he would have had as a southpaw. He could have blocked the left hook with his offhand. His dominant left hand would still be available for him to use. Understand, if a southpaw like Gervonta Davis fights Matias, and let's not kid ourselves, Davis was a champion at one point at 140 pounds, right? Davis would be able to throw straight lefts on him while dealing with Matias's left hook the same way he dealt with Ryan Garcia's left hook, either blocking it with his right hand or ducking under it. Right? So to me, Matias is vulnerable to southpaws. Right? To me, while Matias is the champion at 140 pounds, the water has some sharks in it there. Right? I don't think Jack Catterall is going to hang around and get hit with a guy's left hook. I just don't. I think Jose Ramirez would smother Matias. Right? Understand the left hook, be prepared to knock it down, to not get hit with it, and then force Matias to deal with too much of a pocket against a guy with power and aggression. Right? I think Teofimo Lopez, quite frankly, and he beat Southpaw Lomachenko. Right? I think Teofimo Lopez is very technical. Right? Look through the poker persona. This is a smart guy. Right? His Waterloo, his problem, are movers. Right? Guys who can hit him and move away. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised that Devin Haney hasn't jumped at the opportunity to fight Teofimo Lopez. Maybe that's in the future plan. Right? But guys who need to be in the pocket against Teofimo Lopez, folks, they're on the clock. Right? Teofimo, understand, has a left hook and is very two-handed. Right? Very two-handed. He also has a wide assortment of punches. Right? He'll drop a shoulder, throw uppercuts. If you're slick and you know how to get your head out of the way, he'll hit you in the body with uppercuts. So I believe Matias faces significant challenges ahead. Right? I know I'm sounding hard here, and look, I'll admit I've been wrong on fighters in the past. I'm just giving you my impression of him right now. Right? I think he's too pocket-centric. I think he's too left hook centric. I believe he beats Ergashev because Ergashev gave away his southpaw advantages and foolishly hung around the pocket. Right? I admit, Matias's left hook is an A-level punch. It closes shows. Right? I admit too that the guys who get hit by it either get completely discouraged like Ergashev did. Understand, a lot of Matias's opponents are so discouraged that they quit on the stool. Right? The guys who don't quit on the stool, I'll agree, they look like they've been hit by a 2x4. They're on the canvas, they're in pain. Right? Matias does not get flash knockdowns. He's not relying on the referee to stop fights. No, he hits with such ferocity that guys are crumpled on the canvas. This is kind of like a Deontay Wilder situation. Right? So, like Wilder, I think Matias is a little bit predictable. I think someone like Gervonta Davis would be able to move away from his left hook, would be able to focus on his left hook. I don't believe this is a David Benavidez situation or a Zhilei Zhang situation where you have to deal with both hands, where the guy's actually playing poker, lulling you, in Zhilei Zhang's case, into believing that you have to worry about his left when the guy has a hellacious right hook. Right? I don't believe this is that situation. I think this is a guy with a great left hook, not a straight left, a great left hook, who doesn't have the surprise right hand. That's how I see him, folks. Please tell me where I'm wrong. I once made a video where I was criticizing Deontay Wilder's lack of a left hand, left power punch. And of course, Bomb Squad came out and pointed out, and I was corrected, that Wilder does drop, or at least badly hurt, Bermane Stiverne with a left hook. Right? If there's footage out there that you want to direct my subscribers to, where Subriel Matias badly hurt someone with a right hand, have at it in the comment section of this YouTube video. Just understand, we just saw Gervonta Davis take out Ryan Garcia, who has an excellent left hook. Right? Excellent left hook. We saw Gervonta Davis able to focus on it and stop an unbeaten Ryan Garcia. I'm just telling you, at the elite levels, the Gervonta Davises of the world are going to be focused on an opponent's primary weapon. Right? The question here is whether Matias has other primary weapons. Right? Is that obvious left hook a weapon he relies on too much? Or does he have some mystery out there where he's lulling you with what looks to be an excellent left hook, but he actually has other punches? Right? Canelo, and I love the ending of the Kovalev fight. Canelo hits Kovalev with a crippling left hook. Understand, after he does so, Canelo then moves a little bit to the side. I have the footage up at Gambler's Advisory, and then throws a straight right hand. You realize that Canelo has a pinpoint right hand. Right? Zhilei Zhang is bludgeoning Joe Joyce. It's the second fight they've had. He's bludgeoning Joe Joyce with a straight left. Joe Joyce forgets about Zhang's right hand. Of course, Zhang, who's playing poker, steps up, has the position all figured out, so that as Joyce is covering up for what he thinks is the next left, Zhang comes across with a right hook, right, from a southpaw position. Joyce drops to the canvas just like Philippe Ergashev did when Zhilei Zhang drops him off the right hand. Which fighter is Matias? Is he Ryan Garcia? Maybe Garcia will show us a lot of right hands down the road, but is he Ryan Garcia, who was too left hook centric against an experienced Gervonta Davis, who has his own punch? Or is he Zhilei Zhang or Benavidez? Right? The Benavidez, I really enjoyed that Benavidez Andre fight a lot. Both guys are playing poker in there. Right? Andre is throwing different styles. Benavidez is making things look a certain way, then he's throwing the other punch. Right? Is Matias that advanced, or is he a guy who's been riding an A-level punch all the way to where he is now? Right? I say Deontay Wilder is a guy with an A-plus level straight right hand. Just like Manny Pacquiao had an A-plus level straight left earlier in his career. You might recall Manny Pacquiao losing to Eric Morales. Right? Pacquiao plateaued. He and Freddie Roach had to work on Pacquiao's right hand. Right? I'm just telling you, Matias, if he were to fight Davis, I'd be leaning Davis in that fight. Let me hear from you. I hope you leave your comments in the comment section of this YouTube video. Thanks for stopping by.